Good morning, everyone. There's still a minute, so take your time. No rush, of course. Day 10. So exciting. I'm actually sad. I get sad around day 10 because we only have 3 more practices to go. Then we'll do it again in April. Okay, so let's begin in our child's pose, unless, of course, something else is more comfortable for you. Remember, you're just here for about 2 minutes to start. Once you arrive, you just naturally begin to sort of drop in now that you're this many days into the practice. It'll start to come to you with a little less force. You don't have to chase it quite as much. So just be. Allow the face to soften, of course, and relax through the low body. So the hips are sinking with gravity towards the heels. And just let everything be as is. Full acceptance, embrace yourself fully. Take a soft breath in. Open your mouth and gently exhale. Again, draw slow, easy, controlled breath into the body. Doesn't have to be super deep. And then as you open your mouth, gently breathe out, squeeze a little bit in the belly, try to get all of that stale air out. Last breath, deepest breath so far today, most likely. Slowly draw in, not just down, but side to side and front to back. Feel the prana and the life force drawing into the body. Retain all that energy. Open your mouth and just push out old, stale air. And then closing the lips, slowly let the breath start to move in through the nose and out through the nose. If you like the imagery of the ocean drawing in as you breathe in, like the wave is coming towards you, it's kind of creeping up on the sand and the little foam is there. And then as you exhale, it retreats, dragging with it all of your stressors. So as you inhale, loosening some stuff, some congestion, some tension. As you exhale, all that stuff that you've loosened dissolves and moves right back out to sea. On your slow next inhale breath, allow the body to come up onto hands and knees. There's no rush at all. And drop into your cat and cow pattern, staying really trained on your breath and movement patterns today. Exhaling, you'll draw your chin under as you round the shoulders. Inhale, lifting the chin as the belly drops. And then becoming super intimate just with this experience of yoga. It can only be practiced. It can only be felt. And it's the true gateway to your felt self. You can learn all that we want and study, but it really just must be done. Good. One more breath here as you find whatever space there might be in the spine for now. And then eventually finding your way into your plank pose, or you can head right back to child's pose some days. If you're in plank though, everything's engaged. Head a little bit higher than the shoulders so that you feel this sort of nice energy out the crown of the head. Push really strongly into both hands. The eye of the elbows, if you want to look down, spiral them a little forward on some days. Just kind of feel that like, almost like you're opening 2 jars. One's turning clockwise, the left hand's turning counterclockwise. Just feel that pressure a little differently in the hands. Again, fire your legs up once more. Push through the heels, push through the head, breathe in. Downward facing dog. Head low, hips high. Close your eyes. One more strong breath in. Empty exhale, slowly to the top of the mat, hang upside down and sway back and forth. Each day, every time you roll out your mat, you're declaring to the world, I love and appreciate myself. I take care of myself. It's a declaration that comes back a millionfold. The universe starts to respond in kind. So as you've already done that work, now you're just in a celebration of this experience of becoming known and felt, yoking the body and mind together. Easy twist, left hand down, right hand goes high. Be really gentle and soft with the way you're moving, like open the chest a little extra. And then as you exhale, remember the movements and the breath are coming together, of course. The lower hand comes down, the upper left hand goes up. Our little friend Charlotte the spider is back. She's descending from her light. Hello, Charlotte. Breathe in again. And then slowly lower left hand down. Heel toe your feet together. Give yourself a little welcome squeeze. And then rise up to stand all the way to the top. Arms overhead. Hands to heart center. And then to our sides. Try to practice a little with you guys. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Up you go, celebrate. Yay, I'm amazing. Hands to your sides and pause. Again, right away, inhale, reach to the ring fingers each day a little farther back. Exhale, swan dive. Maybe the knees are soft for the first few. Inhale, half lift, straighten the spine, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. Let's round one more time. Inhale, up to stand. Hands to your sides. Pause there and just feel vibrant. Root down, lift up. Practice and all is coming. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift, inhale. Hands down, step, step. Hold plank. Let's hold this plank again. Inhale. So as Patabi Joy says, practice and all is coming. It means kind of reduce the intelligence factor. Just feel it. Practice. It just takes your time. One more breath in plank. Lower slow all the way to the belly today. And then arms back, chest, legs in. Arms back and up. Pull the crown of the head forward and the feet back. So creating that traction. One more big breath. Hands in line with the heart. Squeeze the elbows. Lift the knees. Lift the hip points. Push the floor away. Downward facing dog. You can always just kind of use the knees and get on up there another way. Did I miss it? Am I home? I still dream. One more sun A. Breathe in strongly. Empty. Step or maybe hop forward sometimes. Half lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Root down, rise up, inhale, reach for the ceiling. Hands to your heart, hands by your sides. Right away, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lead with the heart, maybe the knees are bent. Half lift, inhale. Hands down, step, step, maybe inhale and plank again and lower slow. Maybe you're stitching the exhale to chaturanga. No lower than maybe like a basketball between your chest and the floor though, so shoulders stay right in line with the elbows. And then it's really much more simple to push your arms straight. And if you can, for these last 3 days, if you're a flipper with your feet, maybe try to flip them at the same time instead of one foot and then the other. Just give it a shot. You're at home. Who cares if it takes you longer and all that? And also, who cares in real studio space? Those studio spaces are crafted to just have like-minded, energetic people in there together. So you can do whatever you need to in those spaces as well. Of course. Inhale, send your right leg up high. Long, low step through, arms back strongly behind. Good. Reach your left arm first and then your right. Be really strong and intentional. And then inhale up to the crescent posture. Open slowly, exhale. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, windmill the hands down, right foot back, and flow your way. No rush at all. Kind of enjoy, savor those up dogs or cobras. They're very calming and energizing at the same time, which is such a cool balance of energy. Left leg, inhale it. Long step through, arms back, strong core. Reach right arm and then left. Slowly come up nice and smooth like a dance. Exhale, open. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, and flow. Leaves you empty with nothing but dreams. In a world gone shallow, in a world gone mean. Anytime, child's pose. Sometimes there's things a man cannot know. The gears won't turn and the leaves won't grow. There's no place to run and no gasoline. Right leg, strong breath in. Exhale, step. So push into the floor to create clearance as you get your foot up underneath your chest. Inhale, once the heel hits, arms back. Reach your left arm and then the right. Inhale, slowly to the top. Open as the back foot flattens, arrange the feet. Inhale, reverse. Just stretch your right side, that's all you're doing. Reach up. And then exhale, hands frame the foot, right foot goes back. Starting to sort of drive your body like you would a race car, like in the Alps. Like you're finding those edges and the curves. How much gas can I give it? How can I make these the most efficient driving lanes, right? You're just trying to really feel your space, staying so deeply well connected in work that you can maximize your efforts. Left leg, inhale. Stepping through, arms back, strong breath in again. Right arm and left. Inhale up. Open slow. Reverse, nice and easy. Hands to the floor, left foot goes back. Suma would constantly say, slow down, go slow. Last set, inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, slowly step through. Inhale, arms back, left and right. Up, open, reach back, and flow. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, arms back. Right arm then left. Crescent. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. And vinyasa. Leaves you empty with nothing but dreams. Child's pose. There is a truth and it's on our side. With 5 breaths. Maybe stay on the pads of the fingers Stay really active through the wrists and elbows.
Look into the sun as a new day's rise.
But if you have any stuff that needs to go back out to sea, take a breath in, open your mouth, and make that kind of loud exhale breath. And then slowly engage the body as it lifts up. Back to just a brief stint in down dog. And then walking forward to the top, right away, arms over your head sideways, palms together. So this posture should not get much easier by day 10. It's because you're starting to continue finding your edges. So root down through your feet, reach up through the arms, breathe in, exhale up and over to the right. Stronger legs, draw your core in, hands up, shoulders up, biceps squeeze tighter towards the ears. I can't emphasize that enough. Like you're trying to vacuum your face with your sides of your arms. And then push down, reach up. And Patabi Joyce is also famous for saying that there's a pose that breaks everyone, that this is an internal practice and all the postures are just a circus. These poses are kind of intended to like break us down some ways so that you can reveal your strengths, right? How else are you going to find them? So keep rooting down, keep reaching up. I've mentioned this a million times in classes before. 3, 2, 1, back to the top. Inhale, reach up. Exhale up and over to the left. I had a guy, this is the story, in Scottsdale in a class one time, and we were in this posture. He's kind of an intense person, and he was working just, as well as he possibly could with what he was dealt. And in the midst of this posture, he was so confronted with whatever stressors he was having, he didn't know how to deal with them. He kicked his water bottle across the room. Like he got so upset in this pose that he kicked the water bottle. It was such a funny and meaningful experience, actually. 3, 2, 1, back to the top. Look up at your thumbs. He continued on to become a yogi. But anyway, look up, breathe in, reach up, exhale, fall back, go back, look back, express this feeling of openness. 3, 2, 1, back to the top. Hands to your sides, pause, and just be. Just be. Just let it all come in and out. Those waves are coming. And as they retreat, they're taking some of that bullshit with it. In and out. Keeping your light clear, free, and bright. All right, toes out, heels in. Slowly descend into your yogi squat. Any amount of depth is good. Some days maybe you want to drop to your hips in line with knees and like take some shoulder dips. You don't have to go all the way down into like the deepest squat variety known to man. And then eventually maybe you explore a forward fold as well. From wherever you ended up, find your way back to your down dog. This down dog, you can kind of sit in a little more um, I don't know, interestingly, because we went to child's pose after the flow, so you might be able to feel a little more space between the tail and the base of your skull, like really see and get your mind in there and connect into those little multifidi muscles and feel all the spaciousness that you're creating in the body, like a kind of a chiropractic engagement there. All right, second set. Look to the top, feet to hands, big toes touch, a little gap at the heels, arms over your head. Inhale, breath, reach up. Exhale, up and over to the right side. So pushing your hips over, lifting up out of the waist, face is relaxed, of course, even though you might be squeezing your jaw or your teeth are clenched, try to soften as much as possible. And then biceps, squeeze the ears. That just creates so much more engagement, and your shoulders get so much happier, right? It's not quite as much of a burden on the shoulders if the arms are also assisting in the lifting up and out. And then return back to the top. Breathe in, up and over to the left. Also, as your biceps squeeze in, your elbows straighten, and some of those connective tissues and the network of all the pulleys in the shoulders and the elbows and the wrists are lengthened a little bit. They don't stretch much. They're like the texture of an iPhone cord, but you're smoothing them out, straightening them out as much as possible so they can move over and around each other really well. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back to the top. Second back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, strong legs, strong glutes. Just fall back. Go back. You can look at your hands. There's a nice little neck pillow as your arms are up there. 3, 2, and 1. Hands to your sides. And pause and just feel so good. All the circulation. That like, whew. Oh my goodness. Sometimes that's uncomfortable for people, especially when they just start out with yoga. It's okay. Just breathe and let it come in, through, and around you. Second squat. Maybe someday you keep your feet together just for funsies. Knees kind of move out corner to corner as you do that. And you descend into this like different sort of more like a plie as you come down. But the slower we descend, the more benefit in like therapy, really, you're giving into the knee joint. So the slow descent is worth doing. Second forward fold if that's something that you're looking towards, or maybe you're moving into a crow pose. If you came down with your feet together, there's an interesting forward fold. You can cup your heels with your hands and stand on your fingertips from behind if you have a lot of flexibility in the legs. Otherwise, just grab the ankles or grab the calves, but pull your face down into your legs. Yesterday in class, Erin said, imagine the crown of your head going right between your feet. So cool. Hips higher, knees back, face in. 3, 2, and release. Flow your way back to down dog. And we're eliminating attachments. We're eliminating the influence that the ego tries to bring into our lives. And in doing our practice, we become pretty well versed in the ways in which our individual egos start to interfere with things. Sometimes just right then, even when I said, put your hands behind your heels, but yours only go to your calves, that's an ego discussion that you may have had. And you just say, it's not meant for me yet. You wouldn't start out trying to become a mountain climber and expect to be summiting, right? I mean, there's levels to physicality, and it's perfectly normal and good. All right. Step to the middle of the mat, feet together, a little mild chair pose. Breathe in. Sweep the floor, exhale, breathe out. You're also just accumulating a mindfulness experience, reaching forward. Imagine trying to become a race car driver, but you don't know how to be mindful yet. You'd like slide all over the curves, crashing into the sides. You know, we're not doing that. We're moving at our pace. Fold forward, exhale. That is right for us individually. Rise all the way to stand. It's kind of greedy, right? If you want it all at once, like, oh, I want that whole, I want everything, I want crow pose. That's the like your nature, your greed. We're not doing that. All right, hands to your sides. Right into eagle. We're just not doing that. Inhale, arms up, right elbow under, maybe grab shoulders, palms together, sit into your legs, reach your right leg up and over for eagle. Feel this felt experience. Mind, body connecting. Your mind is in the body. Feel the space between the shoulder blades, elbows forward and up. Sit 4 inches, 6 inches deeper. Lean back. And release. Inhale, arms up. Left elbow under. Left leg over. Good. So nice. There's like a really cool space to just zone into here. Get really deeply involved in what's going on inside. Feel that space. And let go. Second set. Inhale, a little softer this time. Right elbow under, right leg up and over. Eventually, right big toe wraps around to the Achilles. Only if then you can still kind of encourage the right hip back in space a bit. And then as you continue bending your left knee a lot and leaning back, you're kind of weighty in the whole foot, but also a little more so in the heel. And then elbows up and away just a bit. Lift your head, breathe steady, and release. Inhale, arms up. Left elbow under. Sit deeply and then lift your left leg. The higher you lift it, the deeper the wrap will become. And it's worth, exploring those edges. And as you get in deeper into the postures, you'll just feel a different sensation in little areas, and that's more and more circulation. So squeezing in like you're holding onto a pole, but then softening a little bit so the breath has room to flow. And release. Inhale, arms up. Hands to your sides, and pause. If your heart rate's super elevated because you were just like experiencing that posture in a deeper way than usual, then just stay in mountain pose. Otherwise, moving on to extended big toe one day. In the meantime, you're just grabbing the right knee, squeezing the left hip. Good. If you have the big toe, you should be able to stand up nice and tall and roll your shoulder back, have this proud open chest. Kick forward, and then if you have to lean way forward to keep the toe, let it go and find the knee again. And then everyone open up to the right and reinforce the outer left hip so that you feel sturdy in that left hip. We're not going to compress it and make it grouchy. And then right back to the front, kick through the heel, reach up, strong breath in, reduce the back bend a little bit, and switch. Other side, squeeze the right hip, again, left big toe. It's a strong peace finger and thumb grip if you are taking it. Sumit would say, don't lose your grip, hold tight. Roll your shoulder back, kick strongly. It doesn't have to straighten, the leg does not have to straighten, and then open it up like a gate. Again, if you changed and you retreated to the knee, remember to flex your left foot like you're a pirate standing on a rock, like flex it really strongly. Good. Back to the front first, and then extend through the heel. It's not going to be beautiful. That's a really strong muscle to train. It's hard to do. And then return, left foot down. It's an important muscle to train though. It's good for not falling and slipping and breaking things. So we keep doing it every day. Right hand, internal, or rather external rotation, sorry, as you grab the inner right foot. Left arm reaches up. Look forward at something maybe a little higher than your drishti point, up across towards those fingertips maybe. And then as you pull the bow back in space, if you're moving on your first set, allow for the right shoulder to get super soft, like it's disappearing behind you. Pull it back. And with equal intensity, push the left hand and shoulder forward, like an arrow. And then return. Back to the standing position, left hand, left foot, right arm reaches up. Breathe steady. As you pull the left foot back, the right arm reaches forward. Breathe. And return. If I remember correctly, right hand, right foot, Arjuna, the guy that this pose is about, left arm reaches up, was like kind of a reluctant, like didn't want to do his jobs kind of guy. And then the teacher was like, you must. So there's just no discussion. It's just, you must. You just got to do it. Pull your arm back, reach forward, and eliminate all that unhelpful conversation. And then switch. Left hand, left foot, right arm reaches up. He had to learn to hone and focus his concentration. As you breathe, kick, pull the bow back. He pulled the bow back, and he's reaching the arrow forward, 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 straight, straight arrow. Focus and concentration. with an ease. And then return. Stepping to the back of the mat. And I could have messed that story up. That could have been Hanuman or something, but I don't think it is. It's Arjun. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms together. Step your right foot forward. Perfect capital T shape. And again, it's from within. So all these little stories, none of that matters. You can study yoga some other time. These are just words to help keep time passing. Return back to the top just to keep your interest. Breathe in. Step your left foot forward, body down, leg up. But the interest is all eventually going to come so much from within that you don't even hear me at all. Return. Inhale back to standing. Hands to your sides. Pause. Again, allow that ocean feel coming in and going out. It might be a little faster, little rapid waves right now. It's fine. Arms up. Big breath in. Step your right foot. Airplane wings, be very disciplined in your left leg so it's staying turned in, the heel pointing straight to the ceiling, the toe pointing straight to the floor. Hands to heart center, push through the back of the foot, lift the heel a tiny bit, maybe reach forward. Good, you guys look great. Return back to standing. Inhale, arms up. Step your left foot, airplane wings. As you come into the airplane wings, feel like a little like you're on the Titanic, like, oh, your chest is open, your arms are back, the right leg is strong, hands to your heart. Reach forward and return. Turn around, lay down flat, and just be. So because you've now practiced days in a row, and if for some reason you've skipped a few, we're gonna go really strong, big finish the last final 3 days. The layer effect allows your body to make sense of all the different requirements for each pose. So in like, let's say for example, where you just were, Warrior 3. So you have to have your leg turned on. You have to have this open chest. You have to have a strong balance in the foot. There's like 100 million little things that have to be operating at the same time. And it takes a long time for the brain to get all of them in one folder and do it all at once. It's so normal. The layer effect of the 10, 12, 11, 12 days allows for that to happen when you're practicing every 2, 3 days. Hey, there's so much other stuff that happened between each practice that your brain is like not cataloging it the way that like can benefit you the most, if that makes sense. So remember, this is the best place to be in Shavasana. It's the most advanced posture by far. So if you're like practically levitating and you feel this like magnetism within yourselves, it's super amazing. Stay there and just rejoice in that. If you're ready to boogie, we'll come back into downward facing dog. But again, even though the practice is brisk, we don't give it a lot of time to like, think on it. It's just kind of a light dusting here and there, here and there. You are slowly moving through the postures. So in that vein, really consider that this is an experience. It must be felt. Try your very best to embody that today. Take a strong breath in. Long, low step through. Arms back and behind. Left arm and right. Crescent pose. Warrior 2, nice and familiar. Reverse your warrior. Side angle pose. So first side angle, you're a little lofty. You feel this strong spinal energy from tail to crown. Top arm maybe reaching forward. You might glance towards your elbow or thumb. Breathe in. And then drop your left hand. Come onto the back toes. Spiral the chest open without dropping the left hip. Stay energized there. Right hand behind the back. Pull your collarbones more forward. Take a big breath. And then untangle, unwind. Find your lizard. Hands down. Back foot flat. Coming into your second side angle, you're more compressed on the right side body. Eventually, this leads to a bind here, left hand behind, right arm under, but it's literally for one breath, just long enough to sort of straighten into the top arm and open the chest more. And then exhale, you'd untangle, left knee down, hands to your heart. Breathe in. Exhale, twist, wring it out. And flow, hands down. Left leg, inhale. Long step, arms behind. Right arm then left. Crescent. Warrior 2, go slow. Reverse your warrior. Take that whole inhale getting there. And then slow exhale getting to side angle. The inner right leg is very strong here. Try not to be saggy. Top arm extending. Drop, right hand down, come into your twist. Right leg strong, keep the hip up. Left hand behind the back. Open the chest more. Unfurl into your lizard. Maybe the shoulder and the knee are kind of getting a little more familiar with each other. Some days the knee hugs into the shoulder. It just trains a different set of muscles. Some days it's kind of falling away. And then coming back to that more compressed side angle, back foot flat, right arm up. So yes, you're kind of crunched up on your left hip. Right hand behind the back. You can certainly lift up and out of that. Use the muscles to retract. And then coming back to center, hands to your heart, back knee down so you can get some strong alignment. Breathe in. Exhale, twist deeply, get that twist all set up, and then maybe lift the right knee. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other if you do. Good, so good. Breathe steady. And flow, hands down, on the way. Maybe a longer upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior 2. Right foot forward, arms open. So Warrior 2 gives you such an opportunity to feel as even as you can energetically. Naturally, you're gonna over engage in some places and under in others. And we're seeking an evenness throughout. Just do your best. Maybe some days close your eyes, actually. And I'm gonna stop myself. Just breathe. Straighten the right leg, turn the toes in, take a swan dive forward, exhale. Hands to your hips, draw your elbows to each other so the chest sort of puffs up. Inhale up to standing. Move through Warrior 2. On your way to Vashisthasana side plank with the left hand planting down. The eye of the elbow is spinning counterclockwise here, so it's moving towards your thumb, towards the middle finger. Push into the floor. Top arm up and over if you're moving that way. Kind of feel a little bigger, a little lighter. And then drop your right hand. Take the 5 if your heart rate came down in the fold, otherwise find your way through a flow. Lower slow. Inhale. Down dog.
Run away. Go find love
Warrior two.
You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers.
Straighten the left leg, interlace the hands behind the back if they reach, otherwise hands to hips. Crown of the head towards the floor, so tuck your chin as you dive in.
Trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel.
Easy twist, left hand under the nose, right hand goes high.
You belong in that home by and by.
Right hand down, left arm comes up. Push into your right hand, really push. And then hands to the hips, elbows towards each other. Strong back body brings you up. Warrior two, side plank. Circle down, right hand down.
You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Drop, left hand, hold, take the 5 or flow. Downward facing dog. Maybe corpse pose for 3.5 minutes. Otherwise, warrior one. Glide open, warrior two. Take a reverse warrior, straighten the left leg, or right leg, triangle pose. Right hand to the shin, floor, ankle, or block. Just try not to push into your shin if it's on the shin, just lightly resting there. Left hand behind the back, and then maybe right arm away from the floor. You can stay in triangle some days. It's lovely to be there for 10 breaths. Otherwise, glide forward into your half moon. Bend your knee, drop your chest a little for leverage. Left foot hits down, and then right arm reaches up and behind. Hands come down to the block or floor as your left foot steps forward. Stay there in that pyramid fold. Or lift the chest, right hand to heart, revolve triangle one day, right hand up high. Right hand behind the back. Strong breath in. Warrior three, leg up, arms back, or hands to block or floor. Hands down to the floor regardless, chin to chest, head towards the shin. Good. Now flex your foot really well. Organize the body, warrior three. And then half moon. Right hand high, left hand back to the block or floor. Yes, so good. See how much lighter you got? 3, 2, and flow, hands down. The engagement is there, where it's just not as trained. You can always skip a side if that gassed you. Left leg up. Warrior one. Let it be physical though, not mental. If your lungs are gasping, then break. Warrior two. If it's your mind, you gotta stay going. Triangle in reverse, left leg straightens. Triangle pose, left hand to the block, shin, floor, wherever. Right hand behind the back, maybe left arm floating up and away. Look down if you're moving, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right leg super straight and strong, no sloppy engagement there. Right leg back down, nice and slow, reverse. As you windmill your hands down, step forward quite a lot. Stay in this pyramid or take the revolve triangle. Left hand might come around behind the back. Try not to tuck the chin, so keep your chest open. Good, breathe in. Warrior 3, leg up, arms back. Hands down if they're not already. Chin to chest, forehead to shin, right toes high as can be. Good, and then flex your foot. Walk forward, come back into Warrior 3. Just see what happens. Hands to your heart. Right hand comes down. Now everything stays on and engaged, so you feel lifted, lifted, lifted. Left hand high. 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, and if that gassed you, don't worry about it. Child's pose is the answer. Well, we'll be in pigeon in like 2 seconds. We're going straight there today, so. Don't stress, it's yoga. Just close your eyes and feel the breath. Rapid, yes, and that's good. All right, here we go. Right knee behind the right wrist. Sit up tall. This is not the right song. As you're in this nice tall position, kind of feel more lengthy through the crown of your head. As you're ready, exhale and slowly fold forward. Good. Remember a little muscle engagement by just kind of cinching your shin into the body a bit, away from the crown or the top of the mat. But if you work out a ton, you're a runner, like you can definitely just sort of lay into these poses. It's okay.
As we lay beneath the sun, the light that falls and pours its love upon everything and everyone, restoring us, returning us to one.
Eventually we'll start to move out of your pigeon pose, maybe three-legged dog. There's no rush at all.
And all its lights can never seem to come too soon, 'cause on this boat we're all the same.
Eventually the other side.
Just trying to shake the shackles chained by pain, and trying to find welfare which sustains. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu.
when you're ready, slowly feel it and begin
know
to
the
come out.
stillness never lies. Yeah, only love and fear are here left to arise. But only one cannot remain before the sun, where only lights can reign.
And then slowly find your way up for tree.
So united with the sun, we return to the very love we all came from.
Switch sides when it feels right to you.
Send it out beyond the seas, where the universe returns what we've received. Shackles are undone and we are set free.
And then turn around, lay down flat.
Samasta Sukino Bhavantu Loka. 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 Samasta Sukino Bhavantu.
You can just stay as is or bring your feet in for bridge pose today. If you'd prefer to roll onto your belly for locust, go ahead. Otherwise, feet are generally hips distance, but oftentimes a little bit farther apart for your anatomy's sake. And it's actually not even improper if the toes are out slightly. When you're ready though, lift up through the hips, just pressure into the feet. And then you can make it a little more in the chest, kind of open that chest up. It sometimes feels cool to even roll your shoulders underneath you. And then it should feel sustainable. So if you're getting to a degree that gives like some choppiness to your breathing, then just reduce the intensity of it. And then as you slowly lower down, just pause with the hips to the tap them to the floor. And then inhale, come right back up, push into the feet. This time just a slightly bigger expression from knees to hips, hips to shoulders. But if you have a very dedicated Urdhva Dhanurasana practice, it's interesting to come into full wheel from this bridge expression, just placing hands by your shoulders, fingertips to the shoulders, and then push strongly into both feet and hands equally. It's just a cool way to come in some days. Experiment. And then wherever you were, just slowly come down. We'll take the feet wide on the mat, knees together, so the opposite of Supta Baddha Konasana. Although there's nothing wrong with Supta Baddha Konasana. Good. And then if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, join us with the knees together, feet wider. And then what we're going to do is just a very simple twist that the feet stay planted where they are. The knees are going to spill towards the right. And then you can place your right foot on top of the left knee if there's space there. And you're reclined all the way back, just like you're in a reclined twist. From here, sort of put your mind a little more into the physical. Feel the spaciousness from the left knee through the hip space, and then even up through the side ribs. And then use the breath to sort of fill that left rib system up a little bit more specifically. And then slowly coming back. Same idea, but now the knees spill to your left, and it might be the left foot coming on. And then slowly come back, draw your knees into your chest, and move into half happy baby. Left leg straight, right knee bent, like kind of like you're pulling back a bow. Your hand could be at the inner arch. It could also be on the outside of the foot. It's a little more cumbersome that way. Stay just like this, but soften the finger pads, soften the intensity of your grip. And then bending the left knee, place the right ankle on top of the left knee like a figure four. From there, lift your hips, move them to the right about an inch. And then let the right foot fall to the floor next to you and send your arms very, very wide like the letter T. And then same idea, different arrangement, but fill the space from the hip to the shoulder with breath. So strong right ribs, training those little muscles in there to become more and more efficient. And then very slowly come back and place the left ankle on top of the knee. And then as the foot finds its way to the floor, if possible, if that arrangement doesn't work, the knees could just be crossed. And then arms nice and strong and wide open like a T. Remember, we mentioned that material in the body, they're just like the little pulley systems. We do want to get them straighter and smoother. And the more circulation you bring there, the better. So just feel the stretch, wrist to wrist. Nice and easy. Next, slowly come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. One more set of reclined twists. So number 3, the right knee comes to the outer rib cage while the left leg is straight. And then there's 5 deliberate breaths into the low right quadrant of the belly. And with each exhale, gently pull that knee towards your bicep as you soften. So you're getting now into your digestive system a little bit more intensely. Eventually at the bottom of breath 5 or so, you'll push the knee away and cross the body. So it is important, going back to what Patabi Joy said about just the felt experience of the practice. It's important to know, like, oh, this is good for my digestion and these things, because it's valuable. But then there's also just the experience of it. So I just looked up some stuff while you guys were doing your stuff, and just wanted to share that it says it's good to be mindful and understanding of what you're doing on the mat. It's good to bring philosophy into the practice. However, if you keep your own intellect extremely awake during practice, you will miss the beauty of the practice. Come back to center. Draw your knees both into the chest, start from scratch. Right leg goes long, left knee pulls to the outer rib cage. It's like watching the sunrise and trying to analyze the movement of the sun and his colors. When you witness the sunrise, enjoy the moment. When you are on the mat, enjoy the practice. Push the knee away from the torso, cross the body. And then finally back to center. I feel like I may have rushed that second side, so if you still need some more time there, take your time. And then moving into your final relaxation. Take care to sort of wiggle those shoulders down and under you, a little bit out from under you maybe. Palms open, receiving. So you have this sort of like upward energy in the chest. It's really important to lift your head a little bit, snug your chin in, and then reset the head down so you have a longer extension there through the spine. Let your feet kind of fall away. And then as you take your big, strong breath in, fill everything up. The bottoms of your feet, the tips of your fingers, the elbow creases, the stuff in the jaw, everything big and strong and bright with breath and prana. Keep all that radiant footprint and just soften into the body as you breathe out. Shavasana. rush at all. You guys have a beautiful day.